Being recorded.
Welcome to our second session, an exclusive session for people of my an audience. We last Sunday we decided we will do a separate session and special session on reason and reason, rationality, and also intellect. Uh, so these are the close words for each other. Uh, Let me mute this. Okay. So this is very, very important. Like the paradigm which we learned in our first session, this is reason is also foundational and paradigm change topic for today as well. Uh, Mostly content I took from the book, different books of David Hawking, and also from different authors as well. Because of constraint of time, I will not cover the whole content, but because of this important and important subject, uh, I will cover more content on the same topic next week if you want to do as well. Uh, but let's see how this topic will cover the content. My name is Maratib Ali Shad, and I'm your host for today. And we will learn a very changing topic of uh, of our world, and that's related with our intelligent. It's related with reason, rationality, and what is our relation with true happiness, true with truth, or with consciousness. Uh, it's more philosophical. It's more intellectual session. So therefore, I would like to tell you some hidden things in this topic related. More my potential or my what is called my paradigm is more critical as well, because you will learn new dimension of reason and rationality, which we praise today as well. But before going, I would like to refer to the same map of consciousness which we learn every week in a different way, in a different uh, learning from the books as well, and in discussion. So, David Hawking, who is influential American psychiatrist, he formed this consciousness, and we are actually on this level. Where is that? Uh, Here. If you see my cursor, uh, is a reason. Where is that going? Yeah, reason. It has an energy level of 400, and its emotion we do understand. Like after reason, after giving, thinking something in rational way, we do understand. Yeah. And is a process of abstraction. Abstraction is referring that everybody has its own level of perception and thinking, or explaining or interpreting the things in an abstract way. So therefore, this reason, everybody has a different reason to doing the same reason. For example, why you are joining today's session, why we are reading and learning today, everybody may have a different reason. Why how I need to spend uh, today at home or outside, everybody has a different reason. Because of that reason, they want to live a rational life according to their own point of view. And maybe that point of view is something very spiritual, or something very normal, or maybe belongs to lowest emotions, uh, or because of suffering they are living today, current day. So there are many reasons to live today. So that's how my point is. And we are here on the conscious level, and that gives us the meaning as well. Yeah. And God, or the superior watchful being, if we believe it, he is seeing that reasoning as a wisdom. So we also refer as a wisdom if we are very thoughtful, if we are talking about with higher thoughts, higher intellectual thought, that is also refer our wisdom. So what that all means, that we are going to understand today. Initially, I actually wanted to use my iPad for with handwriting, but uh, when I tried to um, attach my iPad with my uh, camera, then it didn't work, because then we will lose this all presentation. So otherwise, I would be teaching like a teacher on the board, and uh, you can see me to writing different manual writing, like at the moment you are seeing, but I cannot do now. But don't worry, I have made notes as a presentation as well, so we will go for this thing as well. So what is the importance of reason in our life? Why we want to become rational, and what does it mean by rationality? Obviously, I'm not going to teach like academic way, but I will give you the overall view, the holistic picture of the reason, or being intellectual, or being rational means. Because that topic and subject distinguish between uh, we and the animal kingdom. Why animals are animals? I'm not talking about in making them inferior. I'm talking about making a difference between animal and human. We human have the capacity to give reason, to rationalize our action, to justify our action, whatever we are doing or we are thinking, or we think about future, or we interpret our past life as well. That's how make us very human, and that's everybody believe as well, isn't it? Everybody believe, everybody interpret future, past, current life in a rational way, which on that level you become satisfying. Yeah, I know why this happened 200 years ago, and what it had impacted on the world as well. I know what is going to be happen in after 50 years, after 100 years. I know, or I can understand, or I can predict, or I can assume as well. Everybody does this. Or uh, if I'm doing today anything abstract action, or some wrongdoing or good doing or different doing, then I will try to rationalize. Oh, you know why I'm doing? You know why I'm wearing this? Or you know why how I'm look like right now? Because of that. So to give reason, to rationalize our action, to justify our bad behavior even, or good behavior, we have so many reasons. And that makes us distinguish from animal. And based on our reason pattern, based on our paradigm, what we have set about being rational as a nation as well, or as a culture as well, or on a personal capacity, we have so much reasons. We learn these reasons from each other. We learn these reasons from books, from our schooling, from our teacher, from our parents, from media, from our own experiences as well, isn't it? And then we start to make and so many categories of reasoning, and we made mega discipline in our life, such as science, such as philosophy, such as medicine, such as logic, construction, politics, you know, literature, uh, living lifestyle, wellness and well-being. So all these discipline in our life has certain reason and give us logic why we are learning, why I believe in philosophy, why I believe in science, why I believe in religion, why I believe it is, right? It's very understandable. Okay. And that makes and that we refer we are rational. It makes us rational. And if anyone is have opinion what I'm believing now, what I'm saying to you, I will say, oh, it's a very rational thought. He's or she's a very irrational person. He or she does not know the reality. You know what we actually have a critical mindset when we see someone who is opposing my point of view, who is opposing or who is doing a different type of action. For example, in late 50 or 60, there was a very famous American culture of hippie culture. It's still there in West in America as well, and they behave very different as well. They think very differently as well. Yeah, and we call them misfit. We call them hippie, or we call them through with a very different maybe a negative as well, because they behave very differently what we believe, or we make ourselves rational, isn't it? So this is the world how we it operates, because reason or being intellectual or living with a rational life does not care how truthful you are. It cares what it works. I repeat it. Rationality or being a rational or being or giving a reason or living with intellectual life does not care about how truthful you are or what is truth outside there. It does only concern it works. For example, if I'm a scientist and I made a medicine, uh, and that medicine works, no matter what truthful way I form this medicine, or what the idea behind this medicine, what the way of treatment, what I'm going to introduce to the world, it does not matter with me as a scientist or to the world. But what concern, my medicine does work. My medicine heal the people. That's only, isn't it? If you are getting me. For example, also how much money I can earn, I can become millionaire, I can become billionaire, I can form many companies, I become CEO of a group of companies. That matters me. It does not matter from where I'm getting money. It does not matter how other ways of means I'm adopting to make more money to invest in this company, and world will not appreciate why I become millionaire or how I become billionaire in a truly way. What matter concern to the world? I have money. It works. It works and give me the prestige and reputation in the world, giving the respect and make me celebrity. Is enough. That works only. So what I'm referring here to become intellectual or giving the reasons how I am living or how we are living, it does not matter, or it matters, but whether we are following any form moralistic laws, whether we did this because of following any truth. It does not matter. So that's the limitation of rationality or reason. Therefore, many people have conflict with each other, and one nation is against other because of their way of reasons why they are. Many people, they have a negative critic or a very biased critic opinion against Britisher, because they think Britishers or the many Western nations, French, Spanish, Germans, they invade other countries, they looted the wealth and resources, and they bring in their countries and they become rich. And now these nations, they see, oh, we are the richest and the superior nations of the world. We are G8 countries. We are going to become superpower, and that's our prestige. That's make us proudful. And other people also say like this. They don't care how you become superpower. They don't care how you came in G8, G7 countries, or you are why you are becoming rich, what did you wrong. They don't concern about to be truthful, or only what works. You are rich now, that's it. Because nations also have some rational thoughts or aspect of being proud as well. I'm not talking about who are wrong or who are good. I'm just telling you the overall holistic picture of being right, or things which worked beyond truthfulness, beyond what of being humble, beyond consciousness. What I'm talking about. That is the tragedy of our world. Now today, if I become a millionaire and I'm addressing to some people and I'm telling very in self love, like for sake of self admiration, or I'm a very rich, I went I to that country and I met with my president of that country. They really respected me, they offered me this, and I try to become giving you my how I'm successful, how I am wealthy person. But will you concern that how I gathered this money, how I became this? No, because rationality of myself, I have so many reasons to become rational of my current status, and you will also convinced with that thing, because you and me both are on the same page. You don't care how I become millionaire, and I also don't care how I became millionaire. What I cares, my image, my wealth, my status, my personality ethics, my uh, works, my companies, that works. And that gave me, and that made me become celebrity. And I have millions of followers on Twitter. Thank you very much. That's how our country and how our world is operating, unfortunately. So the point which I'm trying to make you, that we are beyond from our awareness of how truthful we are, how we are enlightened or not. We are beyond away from the true joyness, the true peaceful life we don't have. We don't accept other if other person is not with my mind, with my rationality, by level of reasons which I have. I We don't care how you are courageous. We are careful. We do care how much resources I have. That's only care. How much knowledge I have. That's only I care. So the higher level of truth which I should be concerned, I must be concerned in order to become a truly happier person or a truly happier nation or a group of people. I don't care. What I care is how I'm proudful, how I become anger on other, or I have anger as a nation or as a person. For example, one nation invades other nation, and that invasion on other nation makes other nation angry, and then they will revenge from you. That only matters to me in a truly way, and that make me frightened, make me a fearful person, and give me depression and frustration as well. And sometimes my act will be shameful for other, and other people's action will be shameful or other, but we are happy on a superficial level. We know this is a world, and that's how everybody, and that's I am also. That are the rationality or the rational thoughts or emotion we associate with our wrong behavior as well, on a personal level, on a family level, and also on a nation or country level as well. That's the reason why we give reason, because our reasons are out of truthfulness. We don't want to seek truth, just we want to be accepted by other and in our eye based on my reason, my rational thoughts. That's it. And that's why the people in the world are so much in suffering. Even the rich person is also suffering because of fear of he or she does would be a beggar one day. He or she have a fear to lose all wealth one day. That's why he or she is more eager to earn more money. A one person who is unemployed, he or she wants a best job, and then he gave the rational thought that he or she will be happier. But what happened? One person will get a job, ideal job, and after certain time he or she will again dissatisfied, and he or she wants to gain a more better job, more wealth, more good career. And once they will go to there, and again they will dissatisfy, and again they will give some rational thought to go to the further level, and that will not stop because of faulty reasons which we are giving beyond or away from truth. Because my goal of being thoughtful or to be rational is not to become enlightened person, not to become humble person, because my thought are not supporting to me truly joyful person, true loving person, true that person who accept the reality as it is, not to become a courageous person, but become a normal person, a ordinary person, a mediocre person, a person who is ready to fail and accept it to fail, to feel suffering in any situation, whether I have a wealth or I don't have wealth, whether I have a home, whether I don't have a home. Everybody is suffering. And that's a tragedy of today's world. So come to the rationality, that the rationality or the logic only support us to survive in this world on an ordinary level. It does not help to resolve the problem. Even it resolve the problem in one dimension, but five other destruction we do. If I am able to heal or cure one illness, then it has a side effects it has a side effects to create, to introduce more new diseases. If one scientist is able to show a one model in a rational way, in a scientific way, but it creates another many problems. And person and people don't care what other problems you are doing. It's exactly like antibiotic. If I have some problem and the doctor advised me to give me antibiotic, and that antibiotic will work to to resolve the pain, to resolve the one issue, but that antibiotic may have many side effects, and that side effects turn into another illness in later life. We don't care. What cares? What works? I am looking for temporary happiness. For example, I can drink, I can sleep with someone, I can make my home in any in any by any way, give which give me the just temporarily pleasure or feelings or temporary success or happiness. Just I need to do that job because that job gives you a lot of benefit. That's my happiness, and that's it. How this new job, how new home, how new partner or girlfriend or boyfriend is going to impact in a truthful way, that does not concern with us, because we are rational. We have made our thoughts to gain this temporary success. And these are not temporary success. These are temporary points where you will suffer for the next suffering. So the reason, which is our energy level 4, which is very good, but if our we don't have connection with our with some natural force, which are consciousness, with our spiritual intelligence, then all these reasons just are superficial reasons. That's the main point I'm trying to make. Reason give us the sense to make rapid decision, to understanding the relationship with objects or with other people, with understanding who is superior, who is inferior, giving the distinction, also giving some gradations as well. It also gives us to handling the data, a lot of data on a corporate level, on a company level. I have a data of 1000 customer, and I have their different likeness and interest as well. Based on that decision, I will make a reason to make a design for future product and service. That's I'm doing, and it's a great service. We are using the reason for very valid and right thing as well. But is my reason and collection of thoughts, or rational thoughts rather I say, have any backup or support, that are their truth going to was a true happiness and giving you support to going towards ultimate peace, or more clarity, or make you to become more courageous and more willingness to face a new reality? No, we don't concern about that. So, and that's unfortunately our schools, our university, our colleges are doing. They are giving me rational thoughts to survive, to live in this world, no matter whether they are truthful or not, whether they are right or wrong. Just they work. That's how it works. Why I'm doing MBA or doing a master degree in business is for living a truthful life, is for living for peaceful life, or just it is for how to make money. And because I am making money, that's worked. No matter how I'm earning a money, whether I am introducing a bad product or service in the society, which is going to create a future big problem, I don't care about that. What care about me, it makes me arrogant more. It makes me more pride. My intellect has created lot of solution for mankind. But I will not disclose you the other huge way of destruction in a result of my product and service is going to give you. I will hide it from me because I don't want to admit it. Because if I show you the uh, cons of my product and service, then it make me not praiseful in front of huge audience. It does not make me on on a stand on a celebrity level. I will not have millions of followers on Twitter, because if they know that what medicine which I have given to my society or to the world has a huge disaster as well. I don't care. I don't want to see. I, because I have a closed mindset. I have a closed paradigm. Just I want to confine on this. Just I want, let me work on this only. Because it worked. My medicine worked. And that made me pride. And that's the whole, and it it confined me on and limit my discipline where I am. Therefore, scientists remain scientists and they will defend their science. Philosophers will remain philosophers and they will defend their paradigm because they don't want to see their world from other paradigms, from other point of view, from ultimate point of view, or from metaphysical point of view, because they don't believe on metaphysical realities, because they don't believe on God, because they don't believe on such thing as a ultimate truth, because they don't believe on peace, because they don't believe on such thing enlightenment, because they don't believe courageous, integrityful, honestful. They don't believe on these values. So there is no space in their rationality, the way they want to live the world. That's it. It's simple. But they are very rational. They are very imperial type of thinkers. And we accept as a citizen. We accept them as a inhabitant of this world, of this planet. But if we are more rational today, but why still the world is at huge fear? Why we are at the verge of destruction? If we have more rational, we have more scientific invention, we have more great things in the world which earlier generation didn't have. But previous generation were more in peace and more in secure and protection than today's world. Today's coronavirus is destroying the world. We are more in danger. Even though we are more rational, even every country has thousands great scientists. Because for any invention or any new product and services we are introducing to my society does not have a reasons or spiritual reasons to introduce. That is a critical explanation I'm giving you for our intelligentsia, unfortunately. But what about, on the other hand, if we are giving the reason with the really things which matter for our ultimate peace, for ultimate future of our world or our planet. For example, we are making so many invention in electronics, mobile phone, computers, iPad, tablets, and so many electronics I have in my room and in my home. But did we plan this also? What is the impact going to on environment? And we know all that the global warming and environmental issue, the number one issue of today's world, because of our too much invention, because of our misplanned when we were introducing our product and service to the world. On that time, we were very proudful, and we did hide the side effects which were going to turn into another mega impact, negative impact on the world. I I did hide it deliberately. That was my sin. But I did not close because I didn't want to admit that. And now my later generation will be the victim of that thing, or even myself. So this is the irony we need to also understand when we are living in modern world, when we are making any decision based on our reasons, materialistic reasons, rather, I should say. And that's why we are creating so many Nobel Prize winners and great statesmen and politicians, and maybe the uh, Supreme Court justice, or a great decision in the courts we are doing, which is very good, which is very good in many ways. And that's why David Hawking has given the reason on a higher level, because reason with seeking and with the support of truthfulness is a blessing for mankind. If I'm designing a mobile phone and I have a complete homework that what this mobile phone or design is going to impact my current world and my future generation from all dimension, and also in a truthful way as well, with more wisdom, with the mindset, with the paradigm is going to create and helpful for having a ultimate peace, then I'm okay. Then my device is going to superb in for later generation as well, without any side effects, because I designed this device for only my temporary gains. That's why it will have a temporary gain. And my company is one of the biggest company in a wealth wise, in a capital wise, in a stock exchange reserves wise. But I don't care. My device is going to create a very future problem in future. I don't care. I don't want to accept it as well. That's a different thing. So the reason is a quite a big thing in our world, and very careful and sensitive thing in our world. So let's try to read a couple of paragraphs from the book which I collected for you, and therefore we will go. So I would ask Cynthia if you can start reading, please, and then we will finish quickly.
Energy level 400. Reason. Intelligence and rationality rise to the forefront when the emotionalism of the lower levels is transcended. Reason is capable of handling large, complex amounts of data, making rapid, correct decisions, understanding the intricacies of relationships, gradations, and fine distinctions, an expert manipulation of symbols as subject concepts, which becomes increasingly important. This is the level of science, medicine, and of generally increased capability for conceptualization and comprehension. Knowledge and education are sought as capital. Understanding and information are the main tools of accomplishment, which is the hallmark of the 400 level. This is the level of Nobel Prize winners, great statesmen, and Supreme Court justices. Einstein, Freud, and many of the other great thinkers of history also calibrate here.
Thank you.
The authors of the great books of the Western world calibrate here.
Thank you. It's a great reading. So that's very self-explanatory about importance of reason, and scientists and all other they calibrates here in that level of consciousness. But remember, this consciousness level works only when you have this paradigm of consciousness to seeking the truth, to unleashing the truth, to be path on the truth of this world. That's more matter. So let's go. Let's go. Jenny, if you can read it, please.
The shortcomings of this level are the failure to clearly distinguish the difference between symbols and what they represent, and confusion between the objective and subjective worlds that limits the understanding of causality. At this level, it is easy to lose sight of the forest for the trees, to become infatuated with concepts and theories, ending up in intellectualism and missing the essential point. Intellectualizing can become an end in itself. Reason is limited in that it does not afford the capacity for the discernment of essence or of the critical point of a complex issue, and it generally disregards context.
Thank you. It's a great reading. This is a very important things which here I want to point out here. Very important. It does tell you the reason. You know the reason, how we give reason. We give reason with our mind, right? And mind has a certain capacity. And it only focus certain things about any thing or any concept or idea. When we present any model or make any invention or interpreting something, it has limit. Mind is very limited when it is focusing. It does not explain the things with 360 degree, because the nature of mind is very objective, very result oriented things which it does. And that's why the brain, the scientists, they only focus on what result it producing. It does not focus on other dimension which I mentioned before. It does not refer the hidden or unseen world. And of course there are unseen world. For example, if you are a student of science, you know the atomic model. We know the tiniest particles and component of anything or any matter is atom and molecules, right? And if we see and learn about the model of an atom, we know there is a nucleus in the middle, and the electrons are revolving, right? And that's a paradigm, and it's a scientific paradigm. It's a proven also, and we know that what is atom look like. And later we know that, oh no, there is a three main subatomic particle which are proton and neutron and electron, but there are many other also particles which may be the responsible of the property of that matter or that atom. But we didn't know. But hence when I'm presenting the atomic model to the world, and based on that atomic model, I'm doing my invention and I'm proposing in my theories, I will not care about what other possibility could be. But I'm very proud of to present that model. And today's and as we advancing our science in more discoveries, we knew that atoms, the paradigm of atomic model is entirely different what we used to believe, because we did not explore the atom as a whole. There are some limits, and scientific paradigm does not afford to unleash that thing, because that thing which are unseen or which we don't know is not the problem of science. That's why scientific mind also don't believe on spirituality, also they don't believe on all aspect of life which we cannot predict, which we cannot see through our five senses, which we cannot operate through my computer. They deny this. That's why they deny truth. That's why they don't want to interpret pain. That's why they cannot see soul. That's why they cannot see the spiritual world inside the man. That's why they cannot see inside our mind, which have many subjective things. They only can see the objectivity, because that they can see and they can predict. This is a limitation of rationality, because certain things they can make rational and other things they will deny, unfortunately, or they reject. Therefore there are always clash between spiritual people and the scientific people. There are clashes between communist and the capitalist. There always be of clash between religious people and the materialistic people, and so on, because of the limitation of the rationality. So to become a rational is not your successful uh, point of the consciousness, but to have a scientific or imperial mindset under the conscious different level should be the appropriate paradigm of your ultimate success. And therefore the people who have spiritual background and they are scientists, they are more successful. The people who have the economic system and with the spiritual background, and why this economic system is more everlasting, or they are more reliable in a long term planning I'm talking about. The people who have more in medicine and they have a spiritual background, they are more reliable surgeon and doctors. So therefore the paradigm of rationality is good, but under the paradigm, if they are under umbrella of consciousness about truthfulness, about courageousness, why it is important, that's more important. And this type of rationality we need. They have always positive consequences. Yeah. So uh, I think we are going. We can go for further. It's already quite late. If you guys have a time, I can do further on this. Otherwise, we will continue this important subject to the next episode number 2 in the same thing. What do you say, uh, Mike, Jenny, or you have a time to cover this?
I'm not sure what time it is right now. What time is it? Oh, well, in London, I guess that wouldn't really tell me what time it is.
I think it's here 3 p.m. And it's already 1 hour for this session. But I can continue if Mike has time, or Javeria, or other people. Otherwise, we will continue to the episode number 2, because there are more explanation for this as well. Or
It's okay with
yeah,
me to keep going.
okay, sure. Yeah, I will do. But still, if because there are a couple of paragraphs, and also my own lot of interpretation with examples are there, it sounds like a very foundational topic of life. So I will go to the next episode as well. But still, I will cover in next 5 to 10 minutes if I could do. I have a question from Jenny. She says, why have a clash between science and spirituality? Does it not make sense that God created science as He created everything else? Why would science supersede spirituality? Why would science, they are connected. Science and spirituality are connected, she says. That is my personal understanding anyway. Thank you for this great question. Uh, I will respond in 2, 3 ways, and 2, 3 points I would say. There is actually not, there is clash of being scientist or believe in scientism, and being a spiritual or believe in spirituality, because both have a different paradigms. Because as a believer of scientism, and you know, a huge part of our population, they believe on science as a religion. They think that what the science will tell, or what the doctor will said, or what the uh, person who is active scientist, whatever his or her opinion, I will follow it blindly, because I believe in science and I know the science is always true. The scientist is always speaks truth, because they prove it with science. That our general perception about science. And that's wrong, because there is a very limit of scientific paradigm about the world, because science works in certain frame. Science only propose anything and then prove through experiment, and then if these experiment producing the same result, that become a scientific fact. That's it. But what about if something does not come in the scientific domain? For example, my soul, there are many things which makes and create a lot of uncontrolling thoughts. Science does not cover. My psychology, I behave in certain situation differently. Science does not deal with it, because science cannot control, or cannot monitor it, cannot track it. My thoughts, my life after death, or even a phenomena of death, science does not cover. And science does not cover so many other things. Why? Because science operates through 5 senses: my smell, my touching sense, my seeing, my eyes, how I'm smelling, and my mind. So these are the 5 senses through which science, these are the tools through which science operates, and it concludes the things. That's it. Do you think these are the 5 senses, including mind, are the only and all tools of the life? No. There are many other tools which spiritual people have found. And if we will not operate our life with those tools, including the scientific tools, then we will not a holistic, successful picture of the life. and we will not be going and see and achieve the ultimate truth or the reality. Science cannot find the reality. It is only predicting certain things and giving us invention and a thinking pattern based on materialistic paradigm away from the spiritual paradigm. Therefore, science is very limited. Science can produce the vaccine of coronavirus, but they cannot determine why coronavirus spread. What are the moralistic grounds through that certain pandemic happens? That's the limit of science. Now, coming back to the question, there is a clash of paradigm between spirituality and science. Science only deals with seen world, and spirituality deals with seen and unseen world both. So there is a clash, but both can work together, of course. And you saying that God created science? Of course. I mean, that believe what type of God you believe, or you believe on God or not. And if I don't believe on God or Allah or Ram or Krishna or any name of the God, then this question will be out of context that I will say that God created science. First, I have to be monotheistic or theist to believe on God, and then I will say yes, the God created or God make the principle of science, and let's believe on science as well. But the mostly scientists, they don't believe on God, or people who believe on scientism, ironically, they don't believe on any supernatural power because they think that it is out of science to believe on God, to believe on soul, to believing on thoughts, creation, in believing on even mind is out of science because we cannot determine them according to scientific things. How our society is evolving, how the society is working, what are the psychology between uh, what is called one nation to another, why we have sense of superiority, why we have so many emotions. Science cannot tell us. Science, if scientist is dealing with it, it's really wrong, because without any spiritual background you cannot say, because all these is a realm of the science of the spirituality. Or many people on a lower level of spirituality, they are religious, because religion does talk about something little bit which are unseen. So there is obviously gaps, and everyone is in a different bubbles. And you said the why would science supersede spirituality? Yes, they do. They claim. And many people, many followers of scientism, they think that there is no spirituality, or spirituality is, we cannot believe if something is not really scientific. If I cannot prove God or evil or good from science, I will not believe on it. So they try to do this, absolutely. And you can see that how the society will evolve and what the disaster could be. When the people made atomic bomb or nuclear bomb, did they know that what the disaster it could bring? What the people of Hiroshima or Nagasaki, when the first atomic bomb was dropped, can you believe the pain of the people who were destroying, who was melting in the fire of that atomic bomb? No, nobody worked on this. But what they believe, atom bomb works. It worked. Therefore, every atom bomb, every country should go for atom bomb. They should made atom bomb, and that's happening now. Now the atom bomb is also has been created, and many countries are inventing and making atom bomb. Even India and Pakistan, they made the atom bomb. And they have so many atom bombs. And other countries are trying to make atom bomb without any moralistic governance. And it is a huge tragedy of this world. And look at the thousands of atom bomb at the moment in this world. With America, with Russia, with China, with UK, with Israel, with the capacity, with Pakistan, with India, with Korea as well. And they are trying to secure them. And they don't know they are actually insecuring the whole world. This is not the superiority. This is absolutely the dilemma of the intellect, what God once used to give to you. You are misusing these gems. And even now in the world, there are movements on a very low level which are against atom bomb, which they want to force those all countries, including India and Pakistan, that destroy your atom bomb and make free all the planet for atomic bomb. And now even going away from the atom bomb, we are making huge super atom bombs, which are called hydrogen bomb, or other type of bomb which have more destruction than the atom bomb. Can you imagine that the scientific background? But these are the science without spirituality. This is the science without morality, without any unseen world. They don't know there is unseen world which is governing that. Therefore, that's the dilemma in today's world. So these were some quick answers for your question, but very well thought-provoking questions, Jenny, you did. So let's continue this discussion and a topic of irrationality, and which is obviously is connected directly with spirituality as well, a reason. So to become a reason is a blessing, of course, to have a rational thought. Obviously, I'm a rational. Everybody is rational for surviving and also going towards. That's why the David Hawkins put the rationality on the level where we go and seeking the truth. But the problem which I have just discussed with you, the people are at the reason level. They are collecting so many reasons, but without going towards enlightenment, without going or following the path of truthful. And we need those people. And I'm making a humble effort to making the people aware about the importance of spirituality, seeking the truth or the path of truth, and the scientism, or a common man who have a rational thoughts as well. So that's it. I think we are away from time a lot already. We will continue this episode too on rationality and scientism in contrast with consciousness or spirituality to next week. My name is Maratib Shad. You can join my YouTube channel, and there is a blog as well where I write on personal development and spirituality. Please join it. I'm trying to make a community, like-minded people. And you can invite your friend and family for these classes every Sunday, 1 p.m. UK local time. And we are on Zoom, on Facebook, and also YouTube, whichever platform you can be there. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, Mike. Bye, Javeria.
The recording has stopped.
Bye, everyone.